Hello, my name is Daniel. Now I will tell you about the most difficult task I have ever set for myself. Towards the end of August in 2025, I was approached by an incarcerated girl who asked for my help in contacting her mother. For the purpose of this film, let's call her Megan and her mother Brooke. Megan had her mother's phone number, but it was inactive. Later, it turned out that Brooke had changed her phone number, and this change coincided with Megan's arrest. I should mention right away that they live in completely different states. Initially, I tried to get in touch with them via Facebook. I found 2 accounts belonging to her mother and sent messages. As everyone probably knows, such messages often end up in the other folder, which hardly anyone checks, and Facebook rarely sends notifications that anything is waiting there. I also managed to find Brooke's comments from 2 weeks prior, and I replied to them, hoping she would receive a notification. However, as time went by, there was absolutely no reaction. I only knew her most basic details: her first name, her last name, her date of birth, and her city of residence. So I began checking court records in various counties in the state where she'd resided on multiple occasions. Then I went to the White Pages website. The White Pages displayed several phone numbers for me. I checked them all, but not a single one was current. It also displayed several residential addresses, but these pertained to the past and didn't consistently match the actual places of residence where she had genuinely lived. Overall, I must admit that White Pages is a mixed bag. Some information is true but archival. The rest is rather indirect, stemming from various strange connections, not direct data. Brooke's Facebook profile picture didn't show her or the surroundings, only a motorcycle. I did notice, though, that reflections on the gleaming chrome parts revealed glimpses of the surroundings. The issue was the picture's very low resolution, so zooming in only showed pixels. So I used a gigapixel tool to enlarge the photo and extract more details from the reflections. Knowing the city where Brooke lives, and with fragments of the surrounding area visible in the reflections, I embarked on a virtual tour using Google Street View. The town was small, which was helpful, but as it always happens in such situations, I found the right house on the very last street. This way I managed to determine the address where Brooke lives. It wasn't about curiosity, it was solely about enabling contact between mother and daughter. So please, don't think of me as a stalker. Perhaps more like a private investigator. After that, there were 2 options. The first was to fly to that city, which was practically impossible, as I'm not currently in the USA. The second was to send a letter. It was more realistic and much simpler. I suggested to Megan that she write the content of the letter to her mother. I added a few words of my own on a separate card and sent the letter to the USA. The package tracking option was not working well. At one point, it looked like the letter had gotten lost. Nothing was happening, and I received no new notifications. However, on December 9th, I received a text message from Brooke. It contained her thanks, her gratitude, and the information that she herself didn't know how to get in touch with her own daughter. I immediately gave Megan her mother's phone number so she could get in touch with her. Later, Megan called me. Full of joy, she told me she had finally spoken with her mother. For me, it was a truly happy moment. Perhaps it sounds selfish and egoistic, but I felt genuine joy and happiness that everything had worked out. That despite the difficulties, the distance, and all the obstacles, it was possible to enable 2 people to establish contact with each other after several months, especially in a situation where a mother had no idea what was happening to her daughter. And that, for me, is what true helping really means. Not just money, not bank transfers, not a canteen, but genuine support, presence, and taking action where someone themselves no longer has the means to do anything. It's really worth helping others.